In this story, we will see a girl who is turned into a mutant. Thousands of soldiers cannot stand before her for even a second. She has the power to stop even time. This task is not going to be easy for her at all, because there are many mutants like her. The story begins in 2070. Here we are shown a very big company named Meduca. In this company, people are being experimented upon and turned into mutants. Such mutants will have special powers and cannot be killed by anyone. But then the government came to know about this company, and they sent a girl agent there. But they captured that agent and started doing the same experiment on her too. The agent's name was China. They transformed his body into a mutant. Their task was to erase his memory, ensuring that when he awoke, he would support them and forget his past. However, before Medu's company could erase his memories, the agents arrived with him. They start killing those company people. The leader of the agents frees Ching before his memories are erased. He also copies all their data by placing his device on their computer and stores that data inside a chip. Their work was over, and they were about to run away from there. But in the meantime, a monster attacks them. This monster was also created by the Medusa company. All the agents attack that monster to save themselves. They began shooting bullets at him, yet the bullets didn't affect him at all. That minister possessed immense power. He began easily eliminating all the agents. As the minister advanced to eliminate the agent's leader, Ging stepped in front of him. Ging sensed slightly that some sort of power had entered him. She leaps up and lands on the minister's head, repeatedly stabbing at him with a knife. Despite this, the minister isn't significantly affected and retaliates by attacking Chin with his tentacles. However, Chin had become much sharper than before, and she swiftly slices all of his tentacles with her sword. At this moment, the remaining agents begin to flee the scene in panic. They quickly lock the door, trapping the monster inside, believing that they are all finally safe. But suddenly, a girl with striking white hair appears right in front of them, catching them by surprise. The girl's name is Catherine. She's a mutant too. The girl had unique powers. She could hypnotize everyone. She tried to control the agent's leader by flirting, but her powers failed on Ching because she had become a mutant herself. She quickly ran and with her agent, freed Theo from his hypnotism. The team leader then ran to attack Catherine, but Catherine was very powerful. She suddenly vanished, appeared before him, picked him up, and threw him far away. The team leader had come to know that he is a mutant hand, and they cannot face him. So he gives the chip of that company to Ching and asks him to run away from here. Agent Ching attacks Kane to escape, but Catherine easily defeats him. Seeing this, China angrily attacks Catherine, but her powers let her blow anything away. She hits China with a smile. After catching Ching, she throws him far away. None could match her. Catherine grabs Ching's hair and beats him a lot. For her, killing Ching was like killing a fly. Now Ching's condition had worsened, and it looked like she was about to die, but then some changes took place in her DNA. What happened after this? This is not shown to us. The scene unfolds as we are introduced to the main head of the Medozor company. In this moment, we clearly see the manager of the Medozor company. He had taken the leader of the Chin captive and was interrogating him about Chin, but the agent remained silent, refusing to disclose any information about Chin. Persisting, he then inquired about the chip belonging to his company, yet the agent stayed silent, offering no response to his questions. Frustrated and enraged by the agent's silence, the manager resorts to violence, beating him severely, ultimately leading to his death. Now the scene has been shot, and we see Ching. She opens her eyes and notices that she is lying in a house she doesn't recognize. In that house, a boy is sitting right in front of her. As Ching starts to regain her consciousness, the boy begins to approach her. He starts introducing himself to Ching, but unexpectedly, Ching becomes angry. She strikes him with her hand, causing the boy to fall a great distance away. This indicates that Ching's powers have significantly grown. Now, Chinkus runs out of the house, and the boy begins to follow her. Chinkus was observing the city in an unusual manner, suggesting she had lost her memory. The other company had succeeded in erasing his memory. Then, that boy goes to Chin, trying to make her understand the situation, but Chin grabs his neck. Suddenly, a worker falls from the stairs. Just before he hits the ground, Chin instinctively freezes that moment with her power, halting time itself. She is confused about how this happened, yet she quickly acts, saving the worker. This reveals that Chin has acquired the ability to stop time for a few seconds. However, now that she has used her powers, that is why the Medusa Company gets her location. The company immediately sends many of its men to her place, and they all attack Chink. Chinken starts fighting with everyone, and Chink realizes that she has become much more powerful than before. She starts killing them all very easily. Those who come to know about her another power, she can delip, i.e. she can disappear and go to another place. She starts killing all of them using her teleportation power. Her anger had become so powerful that no one could stand before her. Now Chink kills all of them very easily. That boy comes to Chink and asks her to come with him, but Chink refuses to go with him. That boy takes out his card and tells her that he is a police officer. That is why Chink has to go with that boy, even though she doesn't want to. On the other side, we are shown the manager of Medozor Company, Lee, who had come to know that all his soldiers have been killed by Chin. Then we are shown another girl named Angela, who wants to become the manager in place of Leek. She starts making fun of Leek about how Chang killed all the people sent by her. On the other side, we are shown John, the same boy who is a police officer. Now he decides to help Chang. But to do this, he first has to find out about Ching. Where was she for the last few days? He finds out by using the sources of his police department. Here he finds out that Ching was part of a tourist group. There were 3 other girls, but the amazing thing is that those 3 girls had also disappeared with him. Now Chin realizes and starts checking her clothes. She finds the chip inside her clothes. John was about to insert the chip in his system and find out about it, but then a pole falls on their house. Their gate breaks, and another mutant girl enters their house. This girl used to be his friend earlier. She was with Ching in the tour group, but now the company controlled the girl. There was a chip implanted in her neck, and he was controlling her entirely through that chip. That girl suddenly attacks Chink, and they both begin to fight fiercely. Observing their intense battle, John moves to the side and hides, as he was without any powers. Eventually, Chink manages to catch that girl and forcefully throws her, causing her to fall a great distance away. Now, the girl cleverly uses her tactic, pretending to escape from the building. Chink, determined not to lose her, follows closely behind. Chink utilizes her teleportation powers in pursuit. She unexpectedly appears right in front of him. At this moment, Chink seizes her and hurls her into the air. However, the girl transforms her hand into stone, revealing her unique power. She possessed the ability to manipulate any stone, which is why she managed to bring Ching out. She launches an attack on Ching using stones. She then throws Ching off the building and crushes him with stones. Ching's condition had deteriorated significantly, and that's when John finally arrives at the scene. John hands the chip to the girl to save Ing, but then a countdown begins on Ing's hand, and his percentage rises. The percentage on Ing's hand indicates how much power has grown within Chin. Now Chin's power had increased by 22%. Whenever she was hurt, her power grew even more, so much so that a storm erupted there, sending the girl flying far away. That girl had punched Jin with her stone hand, but Jin strikes with her fist, breaking the stones in the girl's hand, and she begins to hit the girl effortlessly. Chink was about to strike the girl, but hesitates, yet the Medusa Company ends her life using the chink in her neck since the girl failed the mission. Now, Chink collapses unconscious on the ground. However, John arrives there shortly after. Meanwhile, on the other side, we see Lee inside the Medusa Company. He was teasing Angela because she had been the one to implant a chip in the girl's neck and send her off to battle with China, and unfortunately, she had also failed in this mission. The two managers begin to argue with each other, escalating the tension, but then the owner of the company steps in to interrupt them. Although we don't see the owner's face, he instructs his manager, insisting that he needs that chip as soon as possible, even if it means Angela must retrieve it herself. Meanwhile, on the other side, John takes Ching to a secret underground hospital. There, the doctor gives Ching an injection, after which his condition starts to improve a little. Now Ching's memory is slowly coming back. She takes John to that laboratory, and as soon as she arrives, her memory starts to refresh. She tells John that she has remembered being captured by a girl with white hair, after which experiments were conducted on her. Now, Chin has also recalled the exact location where these experiments took place. She enters the lab and opens a hidden door. This is the same place we were shown at the start of the movie. Now, Chin remembers that she is actually an agent. The owner of his company assigned him a mission where he needed to deliver that ship to the company's owner. John and Ching begin searching the area, but suddenly, a large screen appears before them. Angela warns them that if they don't hand over the ship to her, she will kill innocent people. They are given an hour to return the ship. However, Ching is indifferent to the potential loss of innocent lives. She continues to gather more evidence from the lab since Ching is determined to complete her mission. He remembered that he had not passed on all this information to his captain. John tries to convince him. If he does this, many innocent people will be killed, but Chin does not care about these things. John gets very angry at this. Ching had left him, but John still starts making plans to stop them. John knew that he cannot fight those company people because they are all mutants, and John does not have any power, but still, he was ready to fight them. On the other side, Ching reaches her captain and hands over that ship to her captain. She had completed her mission. Now Ching tells her captain that John has also helped her in this work, and she needs her soldiers to save John. Will have to be sent to. However, Ching's captain informs him that this task is not his responsibility. Meanwhile, on the other side, he goes alone to confront those company people. There were numerous soldiers standing before him, and he stood there all by himself. He understood that winning this battle was unlikely, yet he resolved to face them courageously. Just before the company people could attack John, Ching arrives. Ching had come completely prepared for the situation, and she assures John that she will stand by his side in this battle, because John is a warrior who fights for goodness. Now, they were all set and prepared for the battle, but on the opposite side, he was observing them closely through the camera. He had assembled a large group of influential investors to demonstrate the strength and capabilities of his mutant soldiers. The idea was that these powerful businessmen could then create super soldiers for their own benefit and profit. This was the main goal of the company. They intended to manufacture mutants and sell them to wealthy businessmen for a substantial profit. Numerous soldiers launched an attack on China, but China managed to confront them swiftly, using the telephone to coordinate. They successfully eliminated many of the attackers in a single decisive stroke. She takes down the soldiers, who were tightly packed together, and meanwhile, Ching was sprinting at a very high speed. Ching disappeared and was killing all those soldiers. But on the other side, Angela catches John. She stabs John in the chest and stabs him multiple times with the knife. Seeing this, Ching gets very angry and runs towards Angela, but Angela was also coming towards her. She was much faster than Putin and was much more powerful than him. She stabs Putin in the stomach and repeatedly attacks the same wound with the knife. Her condition worsened again, her DNA changed, and her powers grew. As her power grew, a wave of liquid appeared, throwing Angela far away. But Angela was now enjoying the fight. She began licking the blood in a very cool manner, unaware of how powerful Ching had become. Ching ran off and suddenly reappeared behind her. She cuts Angela's neck with a knife, and Angela also dies. But on the other side, many businessmen were watching their fight, and they got angry after seeing this. A man tells Lee, "What's the point of having soldiers who can be easily killed today?" Yet, Lee lifts the man and throws him without touching him, revealing he's a Libyc mutant. Meanwhile, Ching holds John in his arms. John's in terrible shape and dies in Ching's lap. Witnessing this, Ching becomes furious. She directly reaches the headquarters of Maduka Company. Their many soldiers attack Ching, but Ching had become so powerful that she kills all of them in one stroke. Now she directly reaches Lee. Lee was also a mutant. He had powers. He could lift anything without touching it. He starts hitting Ching. He lifts Ching and throws him very far. He did not even need to hold Ching. He blows Ching in the air with his power. He kills Ching very badly. He strikes him, causing Ching's condition to deteriorate once more, and now his powers grow even stronger. Now she was teleporting so fast that Lee was not able to see her. Lee could not understand anything, but in the meantime, Ching picked her up and threw her away. Lee took control of many glass pieces and attacked Ching with them. But Ching was very fast, and she stabbed Lee in the head, and Lee also died. And the amazing thing was that till now, Ching had only 50 powers. After finishing her work, Ching reached John's house where she was missing Ching a lot. But then suddenly John appears in front of Ching. He was still alive, and we come to know that John has also become a mutant in some way. Now John and Ching swear that they will not misuse their powers, they will save humanity with its help. But they did not know that the owner of that company was still alive. That is, the villain is yet to come. And also Ching had used only half of his powers till now. So what will happen? When Ching fully uses his powers, the movie ends.